Hey, hello, welcome to the third sequence of the 10th series of the Pacific series. Today we're going to start laying down on the mat in Shavasana, the same way we finished the last sequence. So go to your mat, position the pelvis so the lower back is happy, roll the feet open, palms of the hands facing up, drop the shoulders. And then connect with the breath. Feel the movement of the breath, gently rocking the body. And from this point on, we keep the senses inward. Keep the mind in the body. So we are gathering the information that comes from within. And we stay deeply connected with ourselves during the whole practice. Feel the weight of the legs. Feel the weight of the arms. Weight of the pelvis, the weight of the abdomen, the weight of the ribcage, the weight of the skull. And give this weight, all this weight to the ground. Surrender to the ground the same way you surrender to the practice. Beautiful. Now pick up the right knee and bring it to the chest and position the left leg in line with your hip. And start moving this knee to the left and to the right. Doesn't have to be a super big movement. Keep the shoulders relaxed. You could even do some circles here from the hip. Circling. Then maybe sending this knee towards the left. Not too much, it's the beginning of the session. So pay attention to how the body feels and remember that we are never here to push, but to give space and time to the body to open on its own terms. The knee goes to the right, and then we attempt a happy baby, a half happy baby. But again, let it be shy. We don't want to force it. We're not here to push. It's the beginning of the session. Listen. Yeah? We start by listening. And then allowing for the body to move on its own terms, at its own pace. Good. Now bending the leg, you grab the right foot with the left hand. So you change hands. And then bring the right knee away, away, away. Almost like if you want to do a half lotus. A half lotus. And then the left knee towards the heart, move it left and right. Feel the left hip, maybe some circles. Obviously, if you have been chaining your sessions and you come from the second session, you can do all these movements much wider. But if you just came to the mat now, take it easy. So the knee to the right, a little bit, and then the knee to the left, opening the groin as much as you can, allowing for the leg to get heavy, and then happy baby with the left leg, without pushing, just feeling how the body moves on its own. And then the foot towards the pubic bone, changing hands, the left knee moving away for half lotus or something similar to it. Feel. Beautiful. Now undo both knees to the chest, roll to the side, and sit up, sit up. And from here, we cross the legs to transition to all fours. And then the knees right below the hips, the wrists right below the hands. The way we align the body here, it's really important, but also spreading the fingers and then finding a nice touch. Nice meaning consistent, mindful, willing, with intention. It's not just happening. I am touching the ground. It's not just happened that my hands are there. I am touching the ground and I feel my hands connected with the earth. Really important. And then inhale, arch, and exhale, round, drop the head, arching, and rounding, moving the spine, moving the pelvis, moving the head, but also moving the shoulders and shoulder blades. Shoulder blades sliding towards the pelvis with the inhalation, and then moving towards the hands with the exhalation. And then going from maximum to maximum. Beautiful. Stop the movement. Keep the pelvis right on top of your knees, but send the arms forward. You want to keep your arms straight. Let's start with really straight arms and then dropping from the shoulders. So you're opening from the shoulders and then forehead down. Some of you will bring the chin to the ground, otherwise you will be putting a lot of pressure on your nose, which is not nice. So either forehead or chin on the ground. And then if your shoulders hurt, you are allowed to bend the elbows and bring the forearms on the ground. If your shoulders don't hurt, keep your arms straight without a bend in your elbows, and then observe the heart sinking towards the ground, the center of your chest sinking towards the ground, the thoracic spine sinking towards the ground, which happens more with the exhalation. And then with the inhalation, you can feel the ribs expanding, the rib cage opening, the thoracic belt widening and fastening. Yeah. So there is this movement, this constant movement that the breath creates in the body, and your task is not only not to stop that movement, it's actually to allow for this movement to be wide, be big, even wild. Beautiful. Hands at the level of the face. Tag the toes in, bring the hips up, out. Push with your hands, lengthen the spine. If you just land it here, you might need to bend the knees. Maybe because you always do it, or maybe just because your legs are not warm enough yet. So give them a little bit of time before you go to your usual position. There's no rush. Push with your hands, lengthen the spine, roll the shoulders out, and start moving the breath from the top of the head to the sacrum back and forth. This posture gives us the opportunity to connect with Sushumna Nadi, the main energy channel. And the main energy channel runs along the spine, or more or less. So, if you cannot feel the energetic channel yet, probably it's easier for you to feel the spine because there is all these bones that move with you. And so you can imagine the whole channel and breathe into that spinal channel, up and down. Now shift for plank. Pull the heels back and feel the line that goes from the heels to the top of the head. The breath helps you with the alignment, so keep on breathing from the heels to the top of the head. And imagine that this is a straight line. It's not a curved line, but a straight line. So keep the pelvis where it belongs, which means that you need to activate your abdomen, your pelvic floor, and keep a smooth breath through the channel. Beautiful. Now bring the right knee down, right below the hip, turn the back foot, and then left arm up, sending the butt in line with your knee. Good. We will bring the arm over the ear, because what we want here is the lengthening of the left side of the body. There is this line that goes from the outer edge of your left foot to the fingertips on the left hand. And this is a really rubber band-like line. It's elastic. It can expand and contract. It's vital. And you feel it, and it breathes. Okay, bring the hand down. Back to plank. Straight line, heels to head. And then change sides. So left knee down, turn the back foot, open the right arm, the butt in line with your knee, and then the arm over your ear. And this time is this line on the right side from the outer edge of your foot, right foot, to the fingertips on the right hand. And then this line that goes from the foot to the hand, it's rubber band-like. It has elasticity. It can stretch, it can contract, it can reach, it can come back to the center. So we are reaching out, yeah, we are trying to lengthen it as much as we can. But we keep it in a texture that it's still elastic. There is still some movement. And you can feel the movement. At least you can feel the movement of the breath. This line affected by the movement of the breath. So you keep the vitality in the line. Beautiful. Hand down. Plank. Adho Mukha. Exhale. Roll the shoulders. Lengthen the spine. Breathe into your spine. Beautiful. And then shift to plank again. Shift to plank again. And then knees, chest, chin. All the way down to the ground. Close the gap under your hips, under your groins. Close it, close it, close it. Beautiful. And now stretch the left arm up. Bend the right leg. Grab the right foot. Start by closing the gap again. Close the gap again. And then push with the pubic bone. Activate the pelvic floor. And then knee up, foot away from your butt. And then here, the butt is pulling, the foot is pulling the hand, that is pulling the arm, that is pulling the shoulder, that is pulling the chest. So you create half an arch, Ardha Dhanurasana, and then there is the breath. Beautiful. Let's change sides. Close the gap. Pubic bone against the ground. And then activate pelvic floor. And now, foot moving away from your butt. And then this is a chain movement, yeah? So the foot pulls the hand, that pulls the arm, the shoulder, and the chest. And then there is the breath. Down, tuck the toes in, and then sit back, lengthen the spine. Back to all fours, find the perfect alignment, and then let's do the same but in this plane. So, right leg up. Let's start by rolling the pelvis, protecting the lower back. Right leg up. Grab the foot with the left hand. So we are in the diagonal here. And then the foot moves away from the butt, the knee goes up, and then there is this chain movement happening. The chest opens and open the chin. Keep the pelvic floor active. Keep the lower back long by rolling the pelvis, and then the breath. Change sides. Pelvic floor, pelvis, and posture. And the breath. Beautiful. Back to Adho Mukha. Push with your hands, lengthen the spine, roll the shoulders out, breathing Sushumna Nadi. Inhale to plank, and then exhale, knees down. Here, roll the shoulders back, ears away from the shoulders, and now engage the pelvic floor, Mula Bandha, and slowly drop the pelvis down for Urdhva Mukha. Remember, Urdhva Mukha can be done just here, or bending the elbows as much as you need if your lower back isn't happy, or even knees off the ground. Wherever is your posture, feel the line that goes from the pubic bone to the chin, through the navel, the sternum, and the throat. And feel this line, the elasticity of this line, the aliveness, the vitality. When something is vital, there is possibility. Yeah? Beautiful. Good. Tuck the toes in, bring the hips up, Adho Mukha. Push with your hands, lengthen the spine, roll the shoulders out. And then spread the knees to the sides. Sit back towards your heels. Toes remain in, tucking the toes. And then the hands right under your chest, below the chest, with the fingers pointing towards each other. And the elbows opening outwards. And then sink the chest towards your hands. And the breath. Now, knees together, keep the toes under and sit on your heels. Really long spine, really long lower back in Seiza. Beautiful. Now go to your knees. Spread the knees a little bit. You're going to keep the toes in. You're going to keep the toes in. This posture can be quite intense for most of us. So I'm going to give you different options. First of all, roll the pelvis, engage the pelvic floor. Really important. Yeah? Then hands at the back. With the hands inviting the lower back to open, the pelvis to roll even more. Then shoulders together, shoulder blades together, sending the pelvis towards the front, opening the chest, opening the chin, dropping the head. For some of you, that's already enough. Some of you might feel it's a good idea today to go with your hands towards your knees, always rolling the pelvis, engaging the pelvic floor, shoulder blades together, and the breath. Beautiful. Go back. Sit on your heels. Feel the long spine, the weight towards the heels, and then down to the ground. Beautiful. And now send the legs to the front. And we're going to go for the diamond pose. So this pose, yeah, unless, so only bring the feet close to the pelvis. If, when you are here, your spine is long, if here the spine is rounding, it means you need to move the foot farther to the front. If your knees are too high up, like mine, it means you need to move the feet far out. So only stay with the feet here if your knees are super close to the ground and your spine is long. Otherwise, give yourself a little bit more room so the pelvis can roll, because this is what we want, to be able to move the pelvis, and then tilt the pelvis forward while lengthening the spine. Yeah. And then grab your feet. If you reach, some of you will be grabbing your ankles, but if you can, grab your feet and then lengthen again. More space in between vertebrae. And now it's when you fall down with elbows outside your legs, if possible, otherwise inside. And then here, stay. And breathe. And then observe if there is some spots in your body, or at least one spot in your body, where you cannot feel movement, where you cannot feel this vitality, this quality of vitality. So what you want is to observe carefully so you can feel spot in my body where I cannot feel movement. And if there is, I'm sure there is always one. It might be hiding, but there is always one. So when you find it, breathe there. Because breath is movement. Breath is energy. Energy is always movement. Therefore, breathe in there. Invite with your breath, which is movement and is energy. Invite this point, that spot in your body that it's not moving, to move. Inhale, lengthen, and go up. We're going to go for the fish. Matsyasana. Today I'm going to give you two options. You can do it with straight legs, arms underneath, and then go down. Or you can do it with half lotus or full lotus. I'm going to choose half lotus today for this posture, just because, you know. And then hands under your butt, whatever the disposition of your legs, hands together under your butt, shoulders closer together, so the shoulder blades are kissing, forearms on the ground, lower back happy, lower back happy, that's important. And then push with your elbows and forearms against the ground, send the chest up, sternum up, and then drop the head. And now here it's just the breath. The wide movement of breath in your rib cage. Beautiful. Bring the head up and round down towards the ground. Good. And we're going to go for an inversion Sarvangasana. Today again you have different options. Straight legs, which is what we usually do, or lotus. Full lotus. So you can choose one or the other. I'm going to go for lotus today, but you can just go play with straight legs. And then go up, first thing, elbows as close as you can, and then what you want is to bring feet, hips and shoulders in a straight line or as close as a straight line as possible. If you're in half lotus, it would be more like knees, hips and shoulders in a straight line. And then focus on your breath. Slowly to Halasana. If you're playing with straight legs, keep the legs straight, feet together, don't bend your knees, and drop the feet as close to the ground over your head as you can. If you're in lotus, it's the knees that move towards the head. And then, if you're with straight legs and the feet are in the ground, on the ground, you could interlace the fingers and move the arms away from the body. Otherwise, if the feet are still flying, please keep the hands supporting your back. And then the breath. Just focus on the breath. chest. Spread your arms. We're going to go for Jatara Parivartanasana, the spinal twist. Knees towards your arm. If the knees are really close to the arm, but your shoulder is moving, the left shoulder is not close to the ground, you need to bring the knees down so the shoulder gets closer to the ground. If your knees are close to your arm and your shoulder is still really close to the ground, you might stretch the legs today or not. Just choose the posture that is convenient for you today. And then there is the breath that softens, and there is the movement that happens when you do nothing. And be the posture. Experience yourself through this shape. Through this organization of parts. Through this relationship between the parts. Through this movement of energy, peculiar movement of energy. Now slowly change sides, and again this side, it doesn't have to be exactly the same as the other one. So you might have some injury in one side, or simply one side opens more than the other, whatever. So choose what is good for you today for this side of the body, which is not the other side. So it might be different. And then be the posture. Stop criticizing or analyzing. This is you being in your mind. The practice is all about being in the body and training the mind to be present in the body. And then feel the movement that happens. And how is it to be just experienced to be in this shape, in this body, with this peculiar movement of energy, with this peculiar relationship in between the parts? And this new possibility, opportunity. Beautiful. Pick up the knees, back to center, feet down, spread the knees and then slide the feet down. This is Shavasana, final relaxation. Make sure you're comfortable here. And then simply surrender, allowing the breath to rock you, to lullaby you. Like the arms of a loving parent rocking a baby, the breath rocks you, telling you everything is okay, you're safe, you can relax, I got you, I got you. And you dwell into this nice rocking motion. Thank you.